Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, has responded to the call by stakeholders to have the voter registration exercise extended. The system will automatically shut by midnight, 12th December 2020 for Phase 4, but will resume next week, Wednesday, for an extended period. The Commission says this is aimed at allowing them to consolidate the figures, which will then help them know how many days or weeks to add to the process. The Commission also says the latest statistics on how many people have been registered will be given on Tuesday, as well as other important announcements with regards to the process. Patrick Shindano is ECZ Chief Electoral Officer.
The Commission has taken into consideration the calls for an extension for voter registration exercise by some stakeholders and indeed the general public. The Commission had earlier indicated that it would review the voter registration exercise at the end, which would inform its next steps. In this view, the Commission has decided, please take me correctly on this point, the period of extension will be announced on Tuesday, 5th December 2020. The voter registration exercise will resume on Wednesday, 16th December 2020. This is to allow for a comprehensive review of the statistics as well as logistical arrangements. The exercise is coming to an end today, so we need to look at the numbers, total numbers that have been captured, and also be able to look at what other logistical arrangements we need to put in place, including a fresh deployment schedule, as the current deployment schedule was only for the 4 phases that were put in place.
And when asked whether the Commission intends to extend the registration of prison voters, Mr. Shindano says the Commission will look at the figures once the process is done by midnight, then see the way forward. The prisoners were given 3 days to register with a target population of 16,000 voters.
Prison population is rather fixed in as much as it is fluid. We do know the estimates. We were anticipating to register about 16,000 voters from those in lawful custody, and this is something we had announced in our last briefing. So we will look at the numbers after we conclude and whether there is need for us to be able to extend.
For now, the nation waits for the exact number of days added into the process to be given on Tuesday next week. Sharon Kalimbula, Camnet News, Lusaka. Peace is a great prerequisite of any development in society. In this regard, it is the duty of every responsible Zambian to ensure that peace is maintained at all times. As the country transitions into election year 2021, the message of peace and tolerance is being strengthened from various interested people, among them the clergy and political figures. Speaking at the church meeting Saturday, the Movement for Democratic Change interim leader Felix Mutati has encouraged all Zambians to love one another. Mr. Mutati also took time to talk about the contentious matters characterizing the electoral process in this country, which he says should be favorable for all electoral participants.
Let them vote, but what criteria inside the prison kuita campaign or not, tufuna tuziwe kandi sitonjo mwamini sitonjo tufuna tuziwe kandi mwamene mwaifakile sitonjo osati mukale chabe mvumu mwauka shua waenda kurimandi kucha tuzakamba bwanji ngati waenda tufuna bakambe kandi bui we know. Because we are all entitled. Sichocho. Yes. Once we are entitled. Sichocho. Muja mu prison muli bantu benu aba pusana tefe. Tufuna kukambisana na. So mutuze criteria tuzaipanga bwanji. Nice is it. Bafunda batuze is a stakeholder. Is a man much for Namaning. But who's that? Twala Bombasha, chani nama prisoners devine pakuti tiwonse tuli clear from the word go sichonje.
Mr. Mutati, who once served as finance minister, explains that the country cannot develop where there is no peace, resulting from high income inequalities, among other challenges. He is hopeful that the country will bounce back to a sound economic status with the right leadership in place.
Musonja na hivi alina talenti zabeleka hizo. So ife tufuna mu MDC twati ya chama principles ya mene manatu pasaba mwana wasa tuyatenge kuntambo sichonjo tukontrole economy tukontrole unga sichonjo tukontrole kabreti sichonjo tukontrole kaje kabasi fare kabu akuyenda mu miliba sichonjo ichamene nkani ya mene manatu usatufuna tuibweze mwamene yenda kukala sichonjo so fimo muna rufia ya bandu musala teti sale ni mwemu le tule nkuma.
And host clergy Bishop Tom Piri has called on the youths, who are the majority in this country and prone to be used as tools of violence, to respect their leaders and stay in harmony.
Tikarena mtendere kwa ife mayuthi vena niwaja wati akugurira ko chabe maybe ni chiuku chapo ndiye uzafuna kusokoneza zinthu zambiri kusokoneza kuja tima ipisa madidazi watu songa tife vana wabwino womverera make sure zimene makolo amatiuza tenti ngati ni nkhondo make sure kati bola pansi ni apansi mukaika pamwamba usimuzaono ndifuna mtendere wa ambuye ukare pakati paife tonse.
Sharon Kalimbola, Camnet News, Lusaka.
First of all, as a movement for multi-party democracy, advocating for an all-inclusive convention, would love to disassociate ourselves from the conduct and mission that is reported and that have been undertaken by Dr. Mumba to DRC. From time immemorial, MMD has always raised funds for his activities or indeed operation through noble means. And therefore, we disassociate ourselves from that. And then number two, that as it may be, would want to call upon the Republican president and request him to use his good conscience to intervene in that situation before it gets worse. If there are any things that Dr. Mumba may want that he accounts for in DRC, would rather that there could be avenues to which he can then answer to those things here back home, other than in the foreign land in DRC. We know the situation is volatile in DRC, and for somebody to be entangled in such an environment, I think we may all just regret. Hence our appeal. We know that there are sensitive nails between Zambia and DRC, to which Dr. Mumba's name is associated.
Republican President Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu has been conferred with a status of honorary free man of the city by the Lusaka City Council. The honor is given by a local council to either a person, a military unit, or a group of people in recognition of their exceptional service to the city. President Edgar Lungu has become one of the recipients of the honor, among others such as the late President Mwanawasa, President Chiluba, and the 2011 Africa Cup national team winners. And speaking when he received the honor, President Lungu has thanked the City Council for the gesture.
It is truly a great honor to be conferred with the status of honorary freeman of the city of Lusaka. When I look back at the people that have been honored before me, such as first Republican President Dr. Kenneth Kaunda and the former President of South Africa, late Nelson Mandela, to name just a few, I acknowledge that this is indeed a great honor, not lightly conferred, and therefore it is important to me, and I shall highly value it for the rest of my life.
And the Lusaka City Council Mayor Miles Sampa says the award is well deserved by the head of state.
Man of the city is an honor bestowed by a municipality upon a valued member of the community or a dignitary. The Local Government Act provides for a council to admit any person to the status of honorary freeman if that person is of distinction in rendering eminent services to the council. Eminent services may include, but not restricted to, public service, charitable work, business, economic growth and prosperity, religious life, and sporting activities. Your Excellency, Sir, Lusaka City Council has been following your development agenda as Republican President. I must say that Lusaka City Council has been profoundly impressed with your leadership qualities and particularly your knack for inclusive development.
The honorary comes with many privileges, among them free movement into the city, exceptions from paying levies, and exceptions from paying property rent, among others as prescribed by the Lusaka City Council. Prudence Chota for Camnet TV News.
Thank you very much. You are still watching the Lunchtime Cafe on Camnet TV, and we were just showing you some stories that we got from way back, just to remind us, refresh our memories of what was happening during those particular days in this particular country. Now, those are stories that are picked from the 13th of December in 2020 and of course in 2021, just to take us through, just to remind us about what was happening in this country those days. Let's move on, and now we get into our interview segment, and today we are privileged to have Mr. Michael Chuzu, who is a special assistant for mobilization in the office of the Secretary General in the UPND, and he is here to discuss the various issues that are happening around the country. Mr. Chuzu, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much. Even also myself, it's a pleasure that also I'm found again here. But first and foremost, I want to pass our sincere condolences in the office of the Secretary General that we lost a very young man in Chingola. It's a Selimai, where our loved President Hakainde Hichilema, he was there to mourn together with the fellow Zambians, and it was a touching thing to us to lose kwasu pachingoni tukamba kuti ng'ombe ni matole vana tonto ndio pangaziko. And if we lose such young men in that strategy, that the way it happened, it really is a sad story. And to us as a party, we mourn together with the families, And at the same time, I concur with the provincial minister, Matambo, for the word, the comforting word which we got from the families who lost their loved ones, that the team spirit, the nature of coming together, and the honor that they gave to these young boys, that the family themselves, they came together. It was marvelous. To us, we say, thank you very much that we mourn with you. As my president said, is that the death has got its own calendar. We cannot know what God has planned to each and every individual. We may never know when we are going to die. On those lines, we still mourn with you people in Chingola. And as my president also promised that as the government, that we are going to make sure that even those who are not yet retrieved, they have to find where and how those they can be also retrieved. We mourn with you, with the whole Zambia itself, Zambians, we are still behind. And we want to thank that people in Chingola, they showed the solidarity, and we still salute them in the name of God, that people in Chingola mourn our young ones in that spirit. Thank you very much.
As a party, what is your word of advice to small scale miners such as those that were found in that incident as regards issues to do with safety?
Yeah, it is the idea of the party that as we are doing business, let us make sure that the business that we are doing is safe, particularly when we talk in terms of mining, and where we are trying to do some of these illegal mines that which are very deep, and we don't know the security over it, what type of things you have to go under it, and so forth. I think there is a need that we have to teach our young men, particularly those who are doing mining in Copper Belt. You remember last time we had an instance whereby the hill where we had it also collapsed in Kitwe. So these are the incidences that sometimes we have to caution our young men, and also we need to educate them. Particularly those days, they used to be the safety of young men, those who are nearby the mines. Most of those people who have grown up in the mines, they used to be told this and that, this and that. So it is on those grounds that we feel such type of teachings or lessons that can be given to our young men, so that we avoid a lot of losing lives in that manner.
Let's move on, and moving on, there is a very interesting development, a new organization. It's still in its formation stages, the Umozi Kumawa. What do you make of this particular organization?
It's a fallacy. To me, I want to tell you, it's a fallacy. It's a thing that comes at a time when people are so desperately minds. One thing that whoever is coming up with that idea doesn't know we Easterners. He doesn't know. He doesn't know we Easterners. We don't do things like that. I'm happy. I have got more respect with Muhabe Lungu, because I've mingled with Mingo Lungu myself very much, very much. The time when he was in UNIP, we used to share a lot of notes. We used to sit together. As I was still in UPND, we used to share notes. And the time when he was, well, even his father, Mkondo Lungu, we used to share ideas. I used to meet with him. Mdala Bwanje, mwachitabu ino mtipunzi sekondari, atatewa wa mkamilo. And even you saw somebody who was the deputy also, Mr. Zulu, who is the last chairman, also has said, I just found my name is on there. So it is a desperate situation from any angle which they think that they can win a situation in Eastern Province and they think that people in Eastern Province, they will understand. We are more principled. And I want to tell you that if ever there are some people who are not shaken anyhow, I'll give you a picture. We had UNIP. When UNIP was there, 3/4 of the members who remained strong without moving to any party, even at the time of MMD was formed, it was the people in Eastern Province. They remained still in UNIP. After that, people who remained again in the MMD for quite a long time, despite that, PF was formed. They were the people in the Eastern Province. And now, who can make them move again to a certain angle to say, no, because now there is this now. You see, even when you read what it is there, or what they have written in that Umozi Kumawa, you find that this person who was writing this, he has got no brains. No brains at all. And he doesn't think the way how Eastern Province people, even myself, Bwana, I cannot underrate people from Eastern Province. Nothing. I know people in Irundazi, I know people in Chipata, and I know people in Petauke. They don't just rush. Ninzimuli nizosaganiza yai. People in Eastern Province are so rigid in their thinking. They know where to go. They know when they want to make a decision. It's not that this is the way I tell it. We people in Eastern Province, we can never be sworn in. Even if you are saying, no, we want to tell the UPND that we are sidelined. How can we say we are sidelined? The Minister of Agriculture, among the top cabinet ministers, is who? Is Mtolopiri. Where does he come from? Eastern Province. What is he? He's a chair. They're one of the strongest tribe in Zambia. The Chewas are coming from Malawi. There are some in Malawi, others in Mozambique, others in Zambia. 3 countries. Somebody they pick that person to represent that. Not only that, we have got even in other areas that they are there. We have got even Mr. Momposha, the Minister for Water and Sanitation. Where does he come from? We have got PSs. We have got even other directors in some certain fields. It's not all the time that everybody. I am in the Secretary General's office. I'm one of the decision makers in my party. When the Secretary General is making a decision, I'm part of it. We sit. How are we going to run the party? I'm there as from Eastern Province. Now, how can you say whatever we decide as a party, UPND, choose is there with the Secretary General, and the Secretary General represents the President. And whenever he comes from the President, he comes and says, choose. The President has told us to do A and B, C. I'm part and parcel of that. So even if I'm the part of the governance of this country, I traveled all around the country to go and see what my government, UPND, new government, New Dawn government is doing. I'm part and parcel of it. I travel this country. Sometimes I move with the President in the plane. I drop, we see things, and later on we come back to Lusaka. So whatever, if I want to pick a phone and talk to the President, I'll be able to talk to the President. You answer my phone. Even those members who are working there, nearly every day we communicate. So where? It's not about a job that you belong to it, because every now and then you want somebody to be a minister of what? From Eastern, minister of what? From Eastern Province. That is not the way you run the country. If we are talking about a development, I understand them. I understand. CDF is in each and every constituency equally. The vehicle of police vehicles are equally shared. Now, if ever CD, we are talking about FISIP, it is in each and every district. Now, somebody wants to talk about the politics. politics, if we keep on talking about politics, you see, sometimes we must learn to say, there is a time for this and time for that. This time is the time. I would love some people to be telling me, let us now discuss the road from Chadiza to Chipata. Let us talk about the road from Chipata to Lundazi. From Lundazi to Chama. We go and talk to my president. We talk to Mr. Mulupi. Give us this, give us this. Because we are part and parcel of this. Not to say in UPND, because the UPND is doing like this, like this. For how long are we going to power to, all the time, pakwaja, how many times? There's time for everything. This time, my President Hakainde Hichilema, the Commander-in-Chief, is in charge for this country until 2026. We have given him, Zambians have given him a mandate to change this country for the better, for each and every Zambian. Any person there is free. I was listening, part of it, Mr. Muhavelung was on Hot FM today. He was saying, I have never, where the situation where we are going it now, where there isn't a lot of, when somebody, a politician, talk against the other, and the tomorrow will be picked. Some people have said, they have used the word nuisance. Some people have used words which you cannot believe in this country. Some people have never been arrested. Today, Muhavelungu goes and said, no, I've never seen that. In 2 years, what we have done, in 2 years, what we have done in this country, and it what people experience in 10 years of our colleagues. Tukoya Mika.
Former Kasanengwa Member of Parliament, Sensio Banda, describes this organization as a forum which it's still in its formation stages in the Eastern Province that aims to unite all the 5 tribes in the region for investment and development. He further goes on to say the forum's objectives is not to be seen as tribal, but rather as a united front for developmental advancement of the province. Now, the formation of such groups is not uncommon. There are other provinces that have similar initiatives, such as the Northwestern Development Board of the Northwestern Province, and the idea behind Umozi Kumawa is to galvanize the people of the Eastern Province and advocate for their development causes together, despite their different tribal backgrounds.
What we don't want, you see, the word Kumozi, it was used at that time. Maybe these people, they didn't know how this word Umozi Kumawa. It was at a time of UNIPI, where Simoni Mwansakapapwe and Elijah Kamanga stood, both of them to be presidents. So what happened is that then Kapwepwe went, after realizing it was going to lose, he went to ask for a vote from people from Southern Province. Then in Eastern Province went to ask for the vote from Western Province. Now, the Kamanga was asking, if this is the case the way it is, I am asking you people from Eastern Province, please can you also be part and parcel of me? Ninewanu. Ninewanu.
Wako ni wako.
Wako ni wako. Lomba, this time you want to use Umozi Kumawa, find another way that people understand. And at the same time you are saying Umozi Kumawa, but you are talking about UPND in there. So what is the reason behind it? Will people understand that? Yes, the motives which we are talking about, they might be right.
But the way you are outlining it, the way you want to describe party people should focus. At what time are you saying that? Are you saying people in Eastern Province are not unite now? Are you saying now that there has been no development which has been taking place? That you can categorize yourself, here things are not like this, here are not like this. To tell the truth, because we don't know ourselves what made Kamanga to be known in the Eastern Province as a politician. That is the question you should have first. What is it that what made Grey Zulu to be famous in Eastern Province as a politician? What Mumba, we had the Mumba in China, very famous people in Eastern Province. Why were these Shati Banda? All those, we have got a lot of people who were known by these names. Why? And now we should say, we people in Eastern Province, whom can we think now that we can even point to? That one is a politician, that one is a politician. Now, because you have failed to do that, you think you can go in another way and make yourself popular. No! That move cannot yield. If there is that mood, I want to pronounce here. As long as I am there in Eastern Province, as a product of Eastern Province, that thing is not going to take place. I am a politician, I am a Christian, I am a person from Eastern Province born. But if is anyone who is going to bring disunity in Eastern Province with those mind, I promise it will never cross that side. Do not. Because we are going to start it. Uyu muntu ofuna disokoneze. Ofuna disokoneze nzeru. Tukomba menya analomba pano kwasu. Tukamba kusiana magalizo pa vindu vile na kumutu. Ni bani abamena ngatetere hivi vintu. Bakulira kuti. Bekulira kuti. Kuti kulira seo. Kuti kulira seo. Muone mazina amenewa abali pacha. Ngati bekulirako kuti kulirako seo mtu mvutikira kule. Mtu ezovutikira mtu sunga nilana. The way how we relate each other, me the way how I relate with my colleagues, the Tumboka, the Chewa, the Nsenga, the Kunda, how we relate. Later on, mwala kuno kurusaka, muyamba kuputi mpange chintu cha kuchipata, mwala kuno kurusaka. Muzipanga kuno kurusaka, tiendi pange vindu vakuti, kucho mwapangira kumao, osati sokonezera nzeru na mwe, pangani kwa nivya kine, osati hivyo vumkuza na hivyo. We can't.
One of the major objectives, one of their objectives is to foster development in the Eastern Province. This makes me feel that they feel, especially with the fact that they're saying they've been left out, there's no representation in cabinet. They feel that there's no development in the Eastern Province. As UPND, what would you point us and say, in the Eastern Province, we have done this, why should these complaints be coming?
We in Eastern Province, we are farmers, we are not miners. And if ever there is any country, if there is any province which feeds Zambia, we are one of them. To us, to dalira mulimi, we don't know mine, we don't know fishing. But to visit Valini for fishing. Say we see farming. That's the development. As if you don't know the way how Eastern Province, the way it is, that's the way how ourselves. We cannot be said, no, there is no development. Who follow the development? You have to do what? Let ulimi bring farming there, which has been there. Enhance what other people are doing there already. Don't use the way that development. Which development do you want to bring to the Eastern Province? Apart from what we are talking now, we are saying CDF is a game changer. We want to change the lives, even the mothers. They shouldn't move from a long distance to go and have a delivery. What? These things have been here. Schools, free education. Those are the type of things that we want to do as a country. Not even Vumukamba Viakine. So for this one, it is a fallacy. Let's talk another thing. This I've just got nothing. It has got no life at all.
Let's move on and speak about the Patriotic Front.
Yes.
They have continued to say that the UPND is fanning the confusion in the Patriotic Front.
What we have to know is this, is pity. Please, let us learn to learn history of each and everything. It has got its own history. You were showing Kachinda, Nakachinda there. You were showing Nakachinda there that at the function MMD National Secretary, General Secretary. In MMD, Nakachinda, National Secretary of MMD function at that time. Where is he now? Is he not the National Secretary? Of which now? Of PF. And you see, these are the things, what happened in 2014 at Murungushi is repeating itself. Was UPND there? Who chose, even at a time when Edgar Lungu says I've resigned, and he chose Luvinda to be the acting vice president? Where was the president himself? Immediately after writing that I've stopped being what? I've stopped writing a letter, I'm no longer going to be in politics. They even wrote it to say, okay, we are going to have national convention of PF. Is it us as UPND who stopped them that you shouldn't hold the convention? Is it UPND? It was themselves. They started arguing. Is it us that is? Those who are going to stand as the president, let them pay my 250 or what they paid? Was UPND there? We never did that. Was it UPND who was postponing those? No. They were thinking it is themselves. They were planting seeds among themselves. I was here. I told them, I said, before all these things, I said, you wait. Immediately when Lungu is there and Luvinda is there, because I said, I know Luvinda. I know Manuel Mwamba. I know that. I know Nakachinda. Go and ask them, they will tell you that we know Jews. Now, I said it. You wait, more problems are coming. Because these people, they don't know where this party can stay, and they don't know where they can take. It has no really roots itself. It has got no roots. Ndalama zao mambala umoyo wao chita wose bali mulani wao mambala kuliye chintu chonkazikika mulamdala muliye chintu chonkazikika nikuja ni banyinji bali munja lomba aho barakambwiri aho akambwiri lomba aho akambwiri akankara o president lomba convicted for 5 months bail pending ngaka pena maira kachite confirm kuti no go for 5 years for 5 months. What happens? He was among the 10. There are more to come who are there on that race because they're still appearing in court. Others, when they are told they come to court that, you know, I've got so throaty, I've got... You see, don't, and I'm even begging you. I have said it several times, and I'm still repeating. My problems ya mnganda mwanu nkala ni pansi mkangala pansi musovinye olongati muyambana na sampa nkala na pansi sampa. One day I was even asking my pastor Moses Chiruvyo, say, pastor, wapempelele nkoni ya babantu kuti these noise which are making, let them stop. Yes, we need opposition to exist. We need PF to debate with us. No, even if somebody is attacking you, but you can be able to say, here there is a sense, here there is what, here there isn't. We need them. But the way they are now, they are behaving at Mabekete Benz. They are not even saying, are we, you see, when they are in parliament, wait. I told you here, I said, we have got only 2 these young men, Munia Zuru and and who? Jack, JJ. These young men, if they can conduct themselves, we are going to have a very good product. But they have spoiled themselves. They are so, you see, life is in sequence. You cannot be 28 today, tomorrow you want to be 55. No. Life is in sequence. We were happy now. These guys, they are in parliament. As they are going to clock 5 years, they are going to learn a road. Somebody tells you, point of order, sit down. Sit down. Listen. Why don't you listen? You sit down and you remain quiet. You listen. Whatever they say, then you remain quiet. You go out, you keep on shouting, wah, 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 wah. And later on, me, I'm representing the people of Petauke. Who is representing? They are bringing development. We are giving you CDF for you to develop that thing. And you are becoming pompous that you are developing. You are talking about roads. You are talking about mabohos. Let us be objective. Ngatukumva lini ulandire chilango. Uyo omuya mlandu chosambu abeveveka ba PF kuti benzebechi ya convention. Sembali afyunga, sembali obalonde chiteji sana. Amini samba. Sembali obalonde gani. Nomba wafyo nongola wabalonda. Abachaya 10-0 ya. Lomba wevo guys utakongo kuya kukota kongo kuya mze wa koti kwamba kwake. They take their time. And Chaka will finish. And Chaka will finish. I heard the Kampiongo. You know, when you look at the Kampiongo sometimes, I look at the Kampiongo sometimes when he's talking, I said, yeah, my brother, I wish he had known the time he was in that office as a Minister of Home Affairs. Then too, he compares now as an opposition person. And even Mduwile, they must sit down. But if you want to show, to solve problems with anger, and you want to solve problems that you think you are more intelligent than others, you know the goodness of the law, it teaches a person when you are so much frustrated. It teaches you a lesson. And tune down.
You are watching the Lunchtime Cafe on Camnet TV, and if you are just joining us, remember that you can go to our Facebook page, which is Camnet TV, and leave your comments there. We'll be more than happy to hear your contributions to what we are looking at this beautiful afternoon. Now, Dr. Tommy Hamalova from our Facebook page says, such misguided individuals should be taught lessons of morality and principles. Precious Kapamba is watching from Lusaka, and also Kuzwayo Tole is watching from Chipata Kumawa, and Alaska Chikomo is also watching us from Zambia. He says, my interest is the message of Hamalua, who says such misguided individuals should be taught lessons of morality and principles. And I want to believe that he is referring to the people behind the Umozi Kumawa. What are these lessons that we can teach?
You see, lessons are many. Amdala, when you look at a person in Petauke, in singers, Amdala, singers don't. You cannot drive in singers anyhow, and to think you want to reason for them. You can't. You can't. Akuje. They will tell you who you are. Go to the Tumbukas in Lundazi. You cannot think for people in Lundazi. And you say, no, we are wise here in Lusaka. We are thinking for you. They will be taught a lesson the way they have said. Not even Neo Mngoni. Akawaseo Tangoni. Osa severa naze, niwana uti severa nasewa. Mungati severa che nasewa. Mukulia mweka, mukona uti mwaviona mweka mwela kuti msitisokoneze. Tevene kazi onkuvutika, tenti vutiki. Osa tu mkalia bwino mwankala kulusaka, mchita vochita kulusaka. Mkuti ya umozi kumawa. Osa tiseveresa maganizo. Stop that. We shall see if they will come in Eastern Province and they do those things. We are there, they will find us. But we are not going to allow. These are nuisance. Amdala, mtendere. I always bring like this. I always talk about, I always learn for certain things like an insect. A bee kanjuchi. Kama panga uchi wa mdala unga bwino maningi. Kanjuchi kajanga tukudia uchi, ungadye bwino, you can enjoy. Those people who have got hypertension, chani, they can even use that as a medicine and so forth. But if you hold that kabi in a wrong way, wakabila palilimi wakasheta, this lily will grow big, you will not even eat a honey. Osa severa njuchi zamene zikukupagira honey. Don't destroy the country which gives you peace. Don't. You are going to regret that. Little did I know that this bee can do this to me. The peace that we are having here in Eastern Province with the chiefs in Eastern Province, all the chiefs. Bwana, I always, immediately when I heard that, I have talked to more than 21. Me, I'm a party mobilization assistant by that matter in the office of the Secretary General. I got a lot of calls. Especially when you choose one for if you go if you're the members, they don't even select words, If those are the members telling me that Mbuya paper those are the members. Now if they are telling me I am from Eastern Province, he's a member but he's telling me the truth. So ukakala pamsana panjovu palimwa mbyakini ukakala pamsana panjovu usati pansi palibe mame. When you are on top of an elephant, don't say down there is no dew. Uzapeza mame trouser yosezanaka. So these people, what they are talking is the truth. That these people who are coming up with this idea, those people are rotten beer. There was one time when we wanted to bring Indaba in Eastern Province, at the time when Wangondo and other people were there, we met at Ruangwa House. Uyu mwanagazi atindani mwanagazi Dr. Ndani, Professor Luwo. Professor Luwo came to Eastern Province. He brought a group which was they meant that if the Ngonis, it was intentionally akakaruwa dead, very dangerous. I know them. They came with a group in Eastern Province because at that time we wanted to have a committee of the Ngones together. And Ngondo, the late Ngondo was there and the other people and the chiefs there. And now it was disturbed. That thing couldn't. Do you know why? Because other tribes saw it was not necessary. It didn't work. I'm Ngoni. I want to tell you facts. Don't go in Eastern Province, you want to bring things which will not work. It will never. Me, as a member of UPND, in the ruling party, in the office of the Secretary General, in charge of mobilization, I'm going to mobilize the Eastern Province that this thing doesn't take place and it will never take place. And I know politics. And I know how to do it. And I know how to move day and night. It can't. And it cannot move. So, in short, I don't know. We shouldn't even spend time, my brother, with this. Because this is a non-starter. But we must be very careful. Satan, sometimes if you give him a room, he will destroy you. It's better to lean to God and say, God, help me. What is this coming up? Then God will guide you. Then we avoid. There's one thing that I've learned from my wife. There's one thing. No matter, sometimes I see it, she tells me, now sometimes I tell him, no, mingle with the people. Go and worship with your friends. By the time when you come out, you learn by sharing. Choose you learn a lot. So after some time, when she tells me that, I remain around. That's the way how to live. Live with others, know what they are thinking, but don't create things for the others that because you are thinking more than others, you fail. Let's move on. The same. I am saying, PF, they are going to cry more. That PF is gone, Bwana. I want to assure you. Unless they are going to form another party. That one is gone. That problem, it will never finish. It will never. They think Sampa is not a politician. Go and see what is happening in parliament now. It's when, because SATA expelled the 25 members. And when they went to stand, all of them lost. All of them lost. The story is likely to repeat himself. Now, if Mark or Sampa continues as the president and the owners of PF, we are going to have by-elections. And if we are going to have by-elections, you think all of those are going to win? Even if they can use the money that they store, if ever they store, if they can use whatever, but for them, because they have been known what type of people they were and they are, I can tell you, some of them, they are going to lose their positions. Where is Boma Lusambo? Bulldozer. Where is he? Wajamdala is in Andaramanga. What do you understand?
Honorable Maranje. Honorable Maranje.
Maranje. There is a certain name where it is. Where is he? Amdala history ma bwele na kuinda pasi. Bulldozer. Do you know what he did? He wanted to demonstrate in Ikawe that he himself, he think he can build a name in Ikawe. He comes out from the vehicle and he wants to start a movie. Bwana, we are too clever than you, Bulldozer. We monitor him from here. Me. We monitor him. And even recently for this, please. They wanted even to go and the memorial service. And they were even saying, no, we are going to bring Edgar Lungu to come here. Do you force somebody to go to a memorial? Do you ask somebody, can you come to memorial? It is in his own feelings. Achilangwa now, the former Secretary General of the PF, he was saying, no, we are going to bring Edgar Lungu to memorial. And you want to go and make aya nokumbukira za muntu hemwalira. Lombalero, muka making a Kawe to be seen that everyone should come to Kawe and mourn. Tiwayamige family kuti ganiza. Neo nulira lume wangu pano. Vana olira lume olira usi wao. Okumbukira kulira kwa usi wao. Mwe mkaushe pondari kwa me. Mkaje pona red carpet. Kumanda.
Yesterday in Kitwe, there was an incident when EFF leader Kasonde Mwenda wanted to hold a press briefing at some lodge. Suspected UPND cadres came and disturbed that particular meeting. What is your reaction?
You see, I am a politician. That guy is a politician. Have you ever heard that when the priest in Zambia or anyone else wants to make a press conference, he has been stopped? Have you ever heard that? Why only politicians?
I would love to learn that from you.
No, I want you also. You are a Zambian. You are a person who votes for us in the power. First of all, the police. One, there is this side what we have to know. There is a side of police. Police have been given order to maintain order and peace and tranquility for this country. That is the police. I am in the party. I'm a politician. I monitor. My duty is to monitor my opposition, Ibwana. That's my job. I woke up. I have to know what my opponent is doing. It's not Hakainde to monitor. It's Chuzu and Imenda. That's our job. Day to day, to protect my party, to protect my government, which Zambians have put in place. Now, if my conscience tells me that I got a phone call that tomorrow there are going to be a press conference, and a person is at a certain place, what and what, when was supposed to be a press conference? Was yesterday? Yesterday was Monday. And my president was where?
On the Copper Belt.
Huh? Was in Copper Belt. What was he doing?
At the funeral.
The whole country was what?
Money.
Now you want to go and make a press conference? Are you normal? Are you normal? Wantu Copper Belt yulila. Waenda kumaliro. Well, ufuna kuti now you want to go and make a press conference. And somebody from Kito tells me, sir, kuno, we are going to have a press conference. Sha! Pusa bati. Haya kuulira, we ukapange press conference. Mwe muntu wa mtundu wanji. Watu we ulupamene ukopa build. That is my answer, man. Tien tuko organiza. Situation, situation and what time? If he was going to make a press conference, if he had wanted to go and make a press conference in Shangombo, we would have left him. Go and make it there. If he wanted to go and make it in Chadiz, I would say, go. Go.
Did you?
I want to assure you, there was a meeting in Nyimba of the PF, whatever activities they were doing in Nyimba. We allowed them to do. The police officer, the lady there, they allowed them to go ahead. In Nyimba, I was called. I said, okay,
do you have to send UPND cadres?
We are not going to send. UPND is everywhere. Our eyes are everywhere. Every activity.
But do you have to send your members of the party?
We are not sending. Ni mwana nene wandara mdara. I'm a politician. I'm talking about politics. Panopiniri panamdara ni wandare over.
If Kasonde Mwenda is doing something wrong, why not report to the police so that the police
something wrong?
Why would what is it?
Kasonde Mwenda mumziwa bwino. Do you know him very well? Go and analyze what Kasonde Mwenda is. There are some certain people who are damage control. There are some certain people that, yes, even if he's going to have, if a pastor tomorrow is going to have a press conference, why should you worry? What is he going to tell the people? These people, they have been wanting all the time to have a rally in Copper Belt, to have what, in Copper Belt, to have what. Do you know what they were saying at one point in time, if I can tell you? The people, they were saying, Hakainde cannot go to Chingola. Because that is not his zone. We shall see what is going to happen. We got phone calls. I said, you are cheating. My president will go there. My president will go there. The first time, do you know, you see, there are some radio stations. Some radio stations. I was hearing one of, I won't name it, one of the radio stations. He said, why is it that Hakainde, he has heard that there is a disaster there in Chingola? Why can't he just stop that and come back and go and see whatever?
We did have the Citizen First president, who also came here and said President Hakainde Hichilema should have abandoned the COP28 that was happening in Dubai to come and attend to the calamity. It's not
normal. I know his history, background, where he was working. Now, I told you here, there will be a time when we shall tell what Kalaba is. We are living that one for the time being.
As we conclude,
the reason what I'm telling you is this about Kalaba. Time will come when we as a party, we are going to tell Zambians who Kalaba is. He cannot tell my president when he has gone for a duty to say the president was supposed to come back. He came back. The COP20 went on. He came back. Then he flew to Chimbola to go and see. He came back and he went for the burial. If he himself was here, why didn't he go there? Is he not the president of first? Why didn't he? Is he not a Zambian? Let him not annoy us. Particularly, let him not annoy UPND as a party.
As we come to the end of this
program, we are going to talk, listen, I am going to talk about a party because I am defending the party as well as the government. I will talk about the party myself and defend my Secretary General and the activities of our party. So if somebody is going in that line, he makes the work of my president as a national, as a leader, as a commander-in-chief of the country, then somebody puts him down. Kalaba, Ankazikike.
As we come to the end of this program, what are your concluding remarks?
My concluding remark is that people in Eastern Province, never you be shaken to whatever is happening, whether they have said no Umozi Kumawa. We in Eastern Province, we are very much united. Those things are people who are not even thinking. They said, as I have said, that as we are mourning our friends and our soldiers, our men and women security who are trying to retrieve our bodies of our young ones, I said, please, may God be with them. Lastly, as we are approaching a Christmas and New Year, please, families learn to be together. And at the same, those who are driving, please avoid drinking. Avoid drinking. I love my 2 daughters. I've got 3 more than. I love Hope. All my hope, and I've got the youngest. Hope is too stubborn. But he has got the older sister who is happening to be Faith Choose. So they always control each other, even if I want to say. But I love my wife, Elaine Kakungu. Choose. So, in short, what I'm saying that as we are approaching such type of seasons, please let us be together. Let us not move unnecessary. Let us not have unnecessary journeys as we are going to these holidays and so forth. So may God bless you, because you have been very good for me this year, and I think we should have a cup of Coca-Cola somewhere.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We have been talking to the UPND Special Assistant for Mobilization in the Office of the Secretary General, Mr. Michael Chuzo, and we were discussing various issues that are happening in the country at the moment. On that note, we come to the end of today's Lunchtime Cafe. Don't forget to join us again tomorrow as we bring to you another exciting program. On behalf of the entire production team, have a blessed afternoon.